the eternal cycles that we discussed. I said data yata purvama kalpayate, and there are eternal cycles of creation. So how does that pan out? Okay, so this figure, moving on to the next slide, gives you an overarching Vedic view of the cycles of creation. Okay, so now the Vedic time scales is extremely vast. Yeah. If you look at the Judeo-Christian or the modern scientific view of origin of the universe and the end of the universe, it's a linear, it's a line. You start Big Bang, universe, appearance of species, eventually the universe will go to a big crunch and finished. So that's a linear beginning and end. That's it. That's the Judeo-Christian view on this. Whereas the Vedic view is slightly different. We think about time as cyclical, and how do we think about it? So this first concept, there is something called Divya Yugas. You would have all be very familiar with this. Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Okay? Now, Kali Yuga has got 432,000 years. We have just passed 5,000 years. Long way to go. So 432,000 years forms the Kali Yuga. You multiply it by 2, that becomes Dwapara Yuga, that is 864,000. You multiply 432,000 times 3, that becomes Treta Yuga, that is 1.296 million years. Or you multiply 432,000 years by 4, that becomes 1.7 million years. So this forms, these 4 yugas form the Divya Yuga. Okay. Now consider you had those cycles times 71. So 71 Divya Yugas, they form what is called as one Manvantara. Okay. Now you take 14 Manvantaras and then you add a few extra, several million years. That becomes what is called as one day, daytime for Chaturmukha Brahma. Okay. So if 12 hours is daytime, 12 hours is nighttime. So that also becomes a nighttime. So 12 day, 12 hours nighttime. Okay. So that is called the Kalpa. Okay. So one Kalpa or one day of Chaturmukha Brahma, within one day, that's 12 hours, 14 Manvantaras have happened. Okay. Each Manvantara has had 71 Divya Yugas. And each Divya Yuga, you add, it's like 4.32 million years is one Divya Yuga. Okay. So now the creation and destruction of various types is believed to happen in the Vedic time scales. Manvantara, which is 71 Divya Yugas, when one Manvantara happens, there is a small dissolution that happens. The universe doesn't dissolve. The earth will go through some major transformation. All the living species, all the culture as we know it will all go away. And then a new one will happen in the next Manvantara. Okay? That's called Avantara Pranaya, Manvantara Pranaya. Then you have the Kalpa of Brahma. When Brahma is awake, there are 14 Manvantaras. But when Brahma has gone to sleep, there is another dissolution that happens of the universe, a partial dissolution of the universe. Once Chaturmukha Brahma wakes up from nighttime sleep, another Chaturmukha Brahma creation happens. So this way, this one day of Chaturmukha Brahma, 1 year for Chaturmukha Brahma is 360 days, and you multiply that by 100 years. So that is the total lifespan of Chaturmukha Brahma. Now the Mahapralaya, that is the complete dissolution of the universe, is believed to happen when the lifespan of this Chaturmukha Brahma comes to an end. Okay, so that is the reason why I wanted to put this slide, is to tell you the expanse of time that is included in Vedic philosophy. Now some interesting points there. So what is a Manvantara? So Manvantara is Manus. So there are 14 Manus in each Kalpa. Manus are the kids of Chaturmukha Brahma. Each Manvantara has a Manu. Okay. As I said, there are 14 Manvantaras. The current Manvantara is the 7th Manvantara. Okay. And it is the Manu's name is Vaivashvata. Vaivashvata Manu. So you would have done all this. Vaivashvata Manvantare, when you do all the, Abhishekam and all that, you would have said that, you would have heard your Acharya, Pujari doing all that. So this is a Vaivashvata Manvantara. Okay, when you do Sankalpa, you have this. So this is Vaivashvata Manvantara. And just to give you another point, this is the 28th Divya Yuga of the first day. So this Vaivasvata Mantru has, this Vaivasvata Manu has been there. 27 Divya Yugas have already happened. This is the 28th Divya Yuga, and you're going through Kali Yuga at this point for this Vaivashvata Manvantara. Okay, so to summarize, created, so Manvantaras, Manus are created by Brahma. It is these Manus who actually create the species of the world. Now, the other interesting concept is in each Manvantara, there is a Vishnu's avatar that comes down. There is a separate Indra who comes down, and there are Sapta Rishis who come down, and the Sapta Rishis' progenies become the humans. So that is the Vedic view, and Gita captures this very well in chapter 9. This Sarva Bhutani Kaunteya Prakriti Jnanti Mamikam Kalpakshaye Punastani Kalpado Visrujami Aham. So he says, when Chaturmukha Brahma is finished and his Kalpakshaya is gone, it is me who creates this universe again. So if you have to understand what Krishna is saying in chapter 9, verse 7, you need to understand this global concept, this expansive concepts of time. Now, another interesting point is, according to the Vedic view, creation is only 1/8, whereas Pralaya is 7/8. So the universe is in most of the time in uncreated mode, and in 1/8 of the time it comes into the created mode. Yeah. The current Chaturmukha Brahma's age is 50 years and 1 day, and his day began 2.3 billion years ago. Just to have that in context. So this cosmic time is very, very similar, parallel with what the current prevailing view of the origin of the universe and so on and so forth. Yeah. So to understand the various types of pralayas, you need to have some background information on what are the time scales in Vedic philosophy.
HinduKnowledgeAcademy.com will celebrate Vedic culture and present its philosophies to the modern Hindu in an accessible format. Our ancient heritage is our greatest strength. Through preservation and dissemination, together let us spread positivity in the world. Thank you for listening and welcome to Hindu Knowledge Academy.